Scott.
Mr. Jeffries, thank you. You already know what's coming in terms of President Biden's announcement of the ban on Russian oil. Republicans are already attacking Democrats and the president for the higher gas prices that are sure to come as a result of this announcement. How do you guys respond to some of those Republican attacks?
Well, certainly my hope that my Republican colleagues won't continue to play politics with an existential crisis for Ukraine, for Europe, for the West, and for democracy, because that is what is at stake right now. And we have to apply maximum pressure on Vladimir Putin and Russia until it ceases and desists with respect to its aggression and the slaughtering of innocent individuals in Ukraine. There may be some sacrifice that is required across the world. Certainly, we are seeing incredible sacrifice by the Ukrainian people and the Poles and others who are right in that very tough neighborhood, stepping up to help the Ukrainian people, refugees, to create humanitarian lines of entry and exit to support the effort to defend Ukraine. And we'll see what the impact may be ultimately here at home. But I think the American people, clearly the American people, regardless of partisan differences on other issues, have expressed the position that we're going to stand strongly behind the Ukrainian people, freedom and democracy.
In California, that's paying over $7 a gallon for gas. I had a friend post on Facebook just yesterday. They paid $100 to fill up their
yeah, we're going to do everything possible, as the president laid out at his State of the Union address, to lower costs for the American people. And there was legislation that was brought to the floor of the House and passed that not a single Republican voted for, that would have lowered child care costs, health care costs, education costs, housing costs, and energy costs. And we're going to continue to work on that agenda that President Biden laid out to deal with inflation, deal with gas prices, and lower costs for everyday Americans. Go to this side. Thanks.
Given that the president is going to make this announcement on an oil ban, does the House still need to move forward with its own legislation that would ban perhaps oil and gas, as well as cut off normal trade relations?
Well, that's a question that's still under discussion, and until final language has been agreed upon. And we expect that that language, hopefully, will secure bipartisan support, both in the House and the Senate. You know, I'll refrain from commenting on whether legislative action is necessary. Second row, thanks.
Looks like the White House is going to announce its own ban in about 20 minutes or so on Russian oil imports. Do you think it's pressure from the House that made this happen?
I think the administration and President Biden have led the way for months in bringing together the West, bringing together NATO, bringing together our European allies, along with Australia and Canada and Japan and many others. We saw that tremendous vote in the UN that was overwhelming in its support for the American people. I commend the United States ambassador to the UN for her leadership in that regard. But I commend President Biden for what he's done. I don't think that anything has created any pressure. He's been very clear-eyed and transparent with the American people all along the way, including prior to this conflict escalating, by releasing, intelligence information to the American people and to the world, telling everyone exactly what was going to happen. And so I'm very confident in President Biden's continued leadership, and I don't think anyone has pressured him into doing anything. I'll go back to this side. Thanks.
Thank you. Just a broader question about what you want to hear in Philadelphia from the president on Friday.